This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being made possible by Hood Canal Communications, committed to providing quality services that exceed customer expectations in voice, video, data, and customer service, keeping our community connected since 1934. Mason PUD3, connecting our community with safe, reliable, economical, and sustainable services 24/7. And Mason Health, united community, empowered people, exceptional health. Good evening. Welcome to Terry Gregg Court in the Shelton High School Mini-Dome. Tonight, Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, has Evergreen Conference Boys Basketball featuring the Centralia Tigers and the Shelton Highclimbers. My name is Diedrich Allen, and joining me for this broadcast is Jerry Apple.
Hi, Diedrich.
Shelton is, I'm sorry, go ahead, Jerry. You had something?
It's a pleasure to be here with you.
I'm glad you're here, Jerry. It's always a pleasure to have you. Shelton is 3-5 on the season and has won their last 3 games. The Highclimbers are coming off a 55-44 non-conference win at Elma last Thursday. The Climbers were led in that win by Mason Goose and Wheatley Cordova, who each scored 18 points, and Gabe Menifee added 10. Centralia has a 1-7 record. The Tigers have been off since December 19th when they lost at home to El Waco 78-63. Centralia's only win was over River Ridge on December 6th by a score of 57-48. Both teams, by the way, are 0-3 in EVCO play. The last time Shelton and Centralia played was January 31st of last year, with the Highclimbers beating the Tigers 61-53. Shelton has a 6-game win streak over Centralia. As you can hear, the band is in the dome tonight, which is always good.
Always enjoy having the band here. I mean, it just adds so much to the game.
And it makes, brings the energy up, I think, in these.
Much so.
Yeah. Anyways, coming up, we will talk with Shelton coach Sam Krieger, give you the starting lineups, and, of course, the tip-off. It's Evergreen Conference Boys Basketball, the Centralia Tigers at the Shelton Highclimbers on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
This changes everything. Next TV is here. It's the full-featured digital TV service delivered to your smart TV or connected devices by fast, reliable Hood Canal Fiber Internet. Record your favorites on a cloud DVR, then watch from anywhere. Pause and rewind live TV, restart or replay shows you've missed, and more. Call or click hcc.net for a special offer on Next TV today.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
And we're back here at Terry Gregg Court in the Shelton High School Mini-Dome. Diedrich Allen and Jerry Apple. About, I don't know, it was about 45 minutes ago maybe, I talked to Shelton coach Sam Krieger. Is that about right, Jerry?
That is correct.
About that.
In the third quarter.
Yeah, about 45 minutes maybe. Anyways, this is what he had to say. Coach Sam Krieger, first time we've gotten to talk this season. And I got to tell you, I'm impressed with your boys the last 3 games.
Yeah, we're trying to turn a corner now. We've been working hard to become more consistent. We can make some good plays and some great plays, and then for each of those, we were kind of making negative plays, and we're trying to turn that around and just make more consistent plays. So on a consistent basis, we're getting a bucket or a stop or whatever it is and not giving up those same things. So, in the first couple games we played, too, right out the gate, we got a whole new team pretty much from the last 2 years, and played a lot of teams that could make us pay every time we made a mistake. And so we've been able to settle down these last couple games and have a little more space to mess up but still not pay right away from it, and fast break layups, and that's made a difference too.
So tell me about those teams, because they're all top level, especially in your league, and that's good for you in the long run?
Well, with this team, because of snow cancellations and stuff, we missed a couple games. It would be kind of a lower level for us to really compete with right away. Again, because we're breaking in all new guys. We have 6 seniors that graduated last year and another kid that was a junior starter that moved. So we got all new guys coming up and filling roles. So those teams, we don't schedule the league games. The league schedule league games. They schedule the 3 toughest teams in our league right out the gate. And then we had North Thurston and Capital on schedule, and some of the other games that were games that we could have had a better shot in. We missed because of snow, but that's the way it goes. That we've done good at battling back and trying to keep improving each day.
So tonight, get back in the league. You've got Centralia. It seems to me that Centralia is always rebuilding.
Yeah, I think they had a thing with their bond a while back, and they've kind of hurt their high school sports, and they've had some good players the past couple of years. But I think that bond kind of weakened the high school, and now it's kind of coming back, because they passed the one, and so it's still improving. But you can't underestimate anybody. That's why they play the games.
So what do you know about the Tigers?
I know they typically run a zone 2-3 or 1-3-1, a little bit of press, but that's about it. Yeah.
Anything special tonight for you guys?
No, we're just going to keep working on some of the stuff that we've been trying to put into the system and get better in some areas so we can keep on unleashing some more fun defense as we go through the rest of the league this month.
I'll let you go. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Shelton coach Sam Krieger. Jerry, you have anything to comment on?
I do.
Go ahead.
Well, one of the things that Sam Krieger, the coach, said is consistency. And I saw that in the second half of the Elma game last Thursday. They were down by 2 at halftime, and then they got up around 10-12 at the end of the third quarter. They played, that was one of the best quarters I've seen them play. They were consistent. They weren't throwing the ball away. The thing tonight, and I'm always harping on this, is the foul shots, especially in a close game. If it's a close game at the end, you got to make both the 1-1s situations.
Well, at the very least, hit the first one so you get a chance at the second one and the 1-on-1.
Very well put, Diedrich. Yeah, I would agree with you. I think if they can the goal tonight is to try to cut it down to 12 turnovers. Rebounding, they did a great job, especially in the second half against the Elma Eagles. So, yeah, being consistent. I think they're going to rebound well tonight. They have a little bit of a height advantage, and just slow it down unless they're running a press, and then hopefully get some really easy layups off of that.
And we saw that the press against River Ridge.
Yes.
And it was very profitable, I guess you could say, for the Highclimbers.
It was, Diedrich. They, if I'm not mistaken, we shot over 50% in that game.
Yeah.
And that was because of how consistent our zone defense, our full court press was.
Right, which created turnovers, which led to short shots or layups.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those are high percentage shots that are likely going to go in if you're right under that basket. Anyways, we'll talk more, because Jerry will have the starting lineups when we come back. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Back with those starters in a moment.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events. Connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources. And connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
With every load secured, every cigarette butt that doesn't go out the window, every fast food bag that arrives at its proper destination, and every time we politely say, hey, there's a better place for that, Washington gets a little cleaner, a little safer, a little more breathtaking. Because small choices add up to a home we can all be proud of. We keep Washington litter-free.
Mason Health wants you to stay healthy. Are you turning 65? Mason Health can help you maximize all that Medicare has to offer. Did you know Medicare covers preventive services under the Medicare Wellness Program? Medicare coverage includes screenings for depression, diabetes, obesity, and alcohol misuse. You can also get mammograms, pap smears, pelvic exams, and more. Talk to your healthcare provider, or you can find more information on masongeneral.com.
You know you don't have to wear your PT gear anymore, right?
It's comfortable.
So how's civilian life treating you?
It's fine.
When I got out, I didn't want to admit that there was anything wrong because I felt like a failure. And then I realized, like, there's nothing to be ashamed of. So I started talking to someone. Maybe you are fine, but if you're not, it's okay.
Thank you.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
And we're back here at Terry Gregg Court. I'm sorry, I was just pushing a button, Jerry. It's now time to get the starters, and Jerry has those for us. Go ahead, Jerry.
Thank you, Diedrich. First, starting with the Centralia Tigers under the direction of Coach Kyle Donahue. At one guard, number 2, a 5'9" junior, Brady Sprague. At the other guard for the Tigers, number 3, a 6-foot junior, Cohen Ballard. At one forward for Centralia, number 4, a 6'2" junior, Aiden Haynes. At the other forward, number 23, a 6-foot junior, Vaughn Wasson. And rounding out the starting lineup for the Centralia Tigers, at center, number 30, a 6'2" sophomore, Carlos Vajelo.
Jerry, before you go on, just a note on the screen, it didn't save my changes, so the graphic is wrong on what I put out. What Jerry said is right. So go ahead with the starting lineups. We got it right when we made it. It didn't get saved, so we have it wrong.
Okay. Yeah, for the Highclimbers, under the direction of Coach Sam Krager. At one guard, number 3, a 6'1" junior, Gabe Menifee. At the other guard, number 20, a 6-foot junior, Jaden Fuller. At one forward, number 10, a 6'3" senior, Mason Goose. At the other forward, number 33, a 6'1" junior, Wheelie Cordova. And rounding out the starting lineup for the Shelton Highclimbers, at center, number 40, a 6'4" junior, Matt Carlton. And that's your starters.
Thanks, Jerry. Gotta get rid of that graphic. There's so many typos on the thing that we did not get right. I spelled the coach's name wrong. It's just time to move on off of that. Draw attention to my mistakes.
Would you trust me, fans?
Jerry's got it right.
The corrections. He did make the corrections. Somehow they didn't save.
They didn't get onto that. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with the tip-off here on Mason Web TV.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events. Connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources. And connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back, wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
Welcome back to Raucous Mini Dome and Terry Gregg Court. Diedrich Allen and Jerry Apple they're announcing the starters here again. Jerry, run through them real quickly again. Those starting 10 guys.
For the Tigers, we have Brady Sprague, Cohen Ballard, Aiden Haynes, Jordan Young, and and Vaughn Wasson and Carlos Fajelo. Jordan Young is not starting.
Okay.
That's the Centralia Tigers. For the Highclimbers, Gabe Menifee, Mason Goose, Jaden Fuller, Wheatley Cordova, and Matt Carlton.
All right, thank you, Jerry. Just wanted to remind everybody that we have the right numbers and names. We just didn't have the right graphic up earlier.
Yeah.
Either way. So we're getting ready for a pretty exciting game. I expect a lot out of Centralia tonight. I expect them to be coming out with on fire. They've lost their last 4 games. They only have the 1 win. They're yearning for that first W. Highclimbers have put it together the last 3 games.
Do you think they're going to start off with a press?
I would expect a press from the Highclimbers. I would actually expect a little bit of pressure from Centralia as well. I think you want to put your best foot forward when you get into conference play, period. You put it out there. You got to win these games if you want to compete. Am I saying that right, Jerry?
Yes, and I do want to add one thing to my comments from before. I was very impressed with our 3-point shooting. Wheatley Cordova hit 3 threes in a row in Elma, and he had some good help from the 3-point lad from Mason Goose, and also
did Menifee have a 3 in that?
Menifee had one, and Big Bear?
Journey?
Yeah, he had a 3 too.
Okay. I did notice also that Mason got into a little foul trouble through the first 3 quarters, and Whitley picked up where Mason left off.
Yeah.
And that's good teamwork. Anyways, we're ready to get this thing underway. Highclimbers in their home white uniforms with the red numbers. Yeah. Tigers come out wearing black with a little orange trim and white numbers. It will be Carlton and Haynes meeting in the center court to get this thing underway. Ball's up, tapped in the front court, and here come the Tigers with a quick score. Oh, no, I thought it was Vallejo. Missed the layup there, a little short. Here comes Cordova the other way. To Menifee between the circles. It's like the Tigers are in a little bit of a zone here.
Looked like a 2-3.
Was it a 2-3?
I think so.
And there was a quick turnover on the Highclimbers as Haynes kind of forced Menifee to the sidelines, and he just had that toe on the line. Here's near side to Watson. Up top it goes, swinging over the far side, and Ballard. Ballard up top to Sprague. Sprague high post feed. Stolen away by Carlton, and Carlton will be fouled. First whistle will go on the Tigers, number four. You say 4 on there, Jerry? Did you flash it up there really quick? Yeah, it went on Haynes, Aiden Haynes with his first personal. So Fuller gets the inbounds and gives it right back to Menifee. He'll bring it across the timeline. Here's Fuller out to Cordova. And up top to Menifee. Menifee, a couple of dribbles, finds Cordova down to the baseline. Here's Fuller, draws a double team. Out it goes to the corner. 10 on the shot clock for the Highclimbers. Here's Fuller. Fuller lobs it over to Menifee, fakes the 3, drives baseline, stops and lay it across the key to Carlton. He'll just extend for the quick 2. And it's a 2-0 game early. Minute gone, a little more than a minute gone here in the first quarter. Here's Haynes in backcourt. Up it goes to Vallejo. Quick pass down low, laying it up and in. Is that a 2 or a 3, Jerry? I think it was Ballard who put it up and in. Yeah, we'll give it to...
it was 3.
It was 3. Ballard with the bucket, ties the ball game. Cordova to the elbow near side, beyond the 3-point arc to Fuller. Fuller finds Menifee. Back up top to Fuller, swinging opposite side. Here's Cordova back to Fuller. Here's Cordova again in the corner, cut off on the double team drive on the baseline. He'll lob it, and it deflected and knocked out of Menifee's hands, out of bounds, and another turnover on the Highclimbers here early.
Yeah, it looked like it went off of a Tiger, because Gabe Menifee just let the ball go out of bounds, thinking it was off of a Tiger.
Right, and that's not the way the refereeing crew saw it. We have a timeout on the court. It's only a 30. Oh, the wrong sheet. I was going to read my open again, Jerry. Can't do that. I grab the other one. Grab one of these other ones here. Every Thursday, Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, presents Shelton City Council Looking Ahead, a weekly preview of the next Shelton City Council meeting with City Manager Jeff Knighton. Each week, Manager Knighton will brief me on what's coming up in the next City Council meeting on the following Tuesday. City Council's meeting right now, actually, or actually that meeting might be over. Either way, Tiger ball coming out of timeout. Here comes Sprague. Swing it over, and that's Wasson. Back to Sprague. Looking for the high post feed. And here's an open 3 in the corner by number 3, Ballard. He'll splash it in there. 5 points for Cohen. Here early. Here comes Menifee right back the other way, trailing by 3. Over to Cordova. Cordova 1 dribble and finds Fuller. Fuller 1 dribble to Menifee. Menifee looking for Goose on the baseline and lob it to Carlton at the foul line. Carlton's going to move down the paint. Got away with a little bit of a walk and put it up and in. Maybe it was just a little bit of a stumble on 1 foot. 1 point lead for the Tigers. Here comes Watson crossing midcourt. Got Goose on his hip, and he threw the ball out of bounds, Jerry.
Do you have Carlton for 4 points?
I do.
Okay.
He's got both the baskets for the Highclimbers, and it's 5-4. Centralia with the lead early, 5.5 minutes to go, first quarter. Actually, under that, call it 5:20. Here's Goose with his first touch today, Jerry.
Who made that last basket?
It was, for Highclimbers. Here's Cordova for 3. And gives the Highclimbers a 2-point lead. Carlton has both the Highclimbers other points. Here's Sprague, lodging it up the court to Ballard. Had to save it. Wasson comes away with it. Here's another 3 in the corner. It's in there. It's the second 3 for Cohen Ballard. And he has all 8 of the Tiger points.
And he's 3 for 3 from the field.
1 point lead for Centralia. Here's Fuller back to Menifee. Menifee over. He goes to Cordova. Cordova in the corner. Jab steps out, puts a dribble out, and he'll get it back out top. Here's Goose. Finds Fuller on the baseline. 1 dribble, and he'll lob it back out to Goose. Goose fakes the 3, drives the foul line. Lob it down to Carlton, off his hands, out of bounds. And I have 3 turnovers on the Highclimbers here early, Jerry. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct, Diedrich.
We talked about controlling this ball, limiting your turnovers.
Well, our goal was 12.
Well, our goal is 12.
Yeah, our goal.
Their goal is 0. Quick pass up, and Vallejo saves it in bounds. Menifee picked it off. Here come the Highclimbers, trailing by 1. And, Menifee tried to force it across, then up the court to Gibson. And out of his hands, or out of his reach, out of bounds. 1 point lead for, for the Tigers, and Fuller had a nice steal there, and his lob was stolen away. Lob down to Cordova, and the Highclimbers racking up the turnovers here. Nice play down low of Vallejo with 2 baskets on a nice little dump-off pass.
4 turnovers apiece.
Here comes Menifee crossing midcourt for the Highclimbers to Gibson. And another steal, this time by Haynes. He's going to go to the hoop with a little one-handed scoop in. He'll put himself on the board. And it's a 12-7 lead here early. Centralia on top. Another timeout called here. This time it's a full one. We'll step aside. This is Mason Webb TV, powered by HCC.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see. D-E-P-R. Mental illness doesn't show up on a scale. Bipolar? Sorting out a mental health concern takes professional diagnosis and treatment.
Anxiety. I thought so.
If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, don't go it alone. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
We're back here at Terry Gregg Court in the Shelton High School Mini Dome. Diedrich Allen and Jerry Apple. 12-7, Centralia with the lead here early on. Highclimbers come out of the timeout with the ball in their backcourt.
Centralia has only missed 1 shot.
Yeah, they came out on fire, Jerry, just what I thought they would expected out of them, at least offensively. Fuller back in there. He'll bring the ball up. Actually, he never went out. Here's Cordova over to Fuller, working the far side. And here's Menifee up top. Takes the 3 at the top. That one's short. Fuller one-hands the rebound, drives into the paint. Nice footwork down low, just came up short on the shot. And here comes Ballard. And oh, he got it to Sprague. Sprague just on the line at half court, over and back. And a turnover on the Tigers. Coach Donahue says, that's not right. That's not what I see. And he's pleading his case to no avail. Here's Fuller with the inbounds from midcourt. Working his way to the left. Throws it the corner to Cordova. Cordova draws a double team. Back to Fuller up top. High post feed now at the foul line is Carlton. Out it goes to Cordova. Looks to the baseline, dribble up top. 15 on the shot clock. Finds Fuller. Fuller down to Carlton on the box. 1 dribble turnaround jumper. Fadeaway, missed it. Gibson with a rebound. The putback, no. Ball's tapped and controlled by Carlton. Carlton is going to draw the foul. No shot. It'll be baseline inbounds for the Climbers. Right on the backboard for Fuller and the Highclimbers. Fuller looking up at the top, and he'll throw it up to Cordova. Whitley looks the court over. Side of the paint feed to Gibson. 1 dribble, out it goes to Menifee. Up top now to Cordova, over to Fuller, down it goes to baseline. In the corner is Gibson, get a push, no whistle. There's Cordova, quick pass over to Menifee. Menifee down low to Gibson, camping underneath, puts it up and in. I don't know how Shane got that to fall in there, Jerry.
Beautiful pass by Gabe Menifee.
Here's Sprague with the ball to Wasson. Back to Sprague, still in back court. One hands it up to Vallejo. Vallejo. And he'll throw it away, Jerry. Up the sidelines. Out of bounds, another turnover, and I count 4.
I count 6 for Centralia.
Okay.
And I got, you're correct, on Shelton 5.
Okay. Here's Cordova with the ball to Menifee. Back to Cordova in the corner. He'll dribble out and reset with 15 on the shot clock. Throw it over to Fuller. Fuller lobs it to the corner on the far side. Now here's Menifee on the drive. Out it goes to Cordova. Open 3 from the elbow. He hits it. Whitley Cordova with back-to-back threes for him. 6 points so far, and the game is tied. Gibson come up with a steal at midcourt. Finds Fuller up and in, and the Climbers take the lead back by 2. Again,
nice pass by
nice
Shane Gibson.
double dribble as Vallejo double dribble. He thought he was going to pass, and he picked up his, put his hand, and then he dribbled again. That's a double dribble.
That was a nice pass again, like I said, by Shane Gibson.
So it was a change in the lineup, and I don't know. Goose is back in. So it's Menifee on the dribble. Finds Cordova in the far corner, down to Carlton on the side of the paint. Hook it out to Gibson. Gibson from the three-point elbow, no. Cordova with the rebound, one-hands it to Menifee. Thought about a three, finds Goose. Goose drives in, picks a guy on his back, draws the foul. Mason to the free throw line. And Carlos Vallejo is at the free throw line, or I'm sorry, withdraws the first personal foul. That's what I'm trying to say. And that'll bring up a Daryl Newart to the scorer's table. He's going to come in. Goose's first free throw up and in. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Jerry Mason did pretty well at the free throw line.
He did a really nice job at Elma. He was 5 for 7 on the foul line.
So he's got more confidence in his free throw shooting now than he did a couple games ago.
He sure does, doesn't he? Yes.
Hit the second free throw, and the lead is 4 for the Highclimbers. 1 minute remaining here in the first quarter. And a ball thrown up the court is deflected out of bounds, and it's another turnover on the Tigers.
It's catching up to the Tigers right now, and that's why they've fallen behind. That's a nice turnover for the Tigers. And we're still in the first quarter.
Highclimbers with a 4-point lead. 50 seconds remain in the first quarter. Gibson with the ball, lob to the corner to Menifee. Menifee, a couple of dribbles, and he'll reset to Gibson. Gibson, one dribble, looking for some help, finds Menifee in the corner. He'll take the open three from the corner. He'll sink it. That's Gabe's first points of the game, and it is a 7-point lead. Up the court, the ball goes long, no receiver there, incomplete, and another turnover, Jerry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Throwing myself back into football, I guess. 25 seconds remain here in the quarter. Shot clock is off for the Highclimbers. They lead by 7. Here's Cordova with the ball. Back
play for one shot.
Yeah, they're going to play for the last shot here. Menifee to the three-point arc. Finds Gibson in the corner. Nope, he's going to dump it off to Goose. Goose one dribble, missed the shot. Menifee with the rebound, put back, no whistle. And here come the Tigers with 3. Sprague stops. He'll throw up a 3 at the buzzer. Nope, it comes up short, but we're through one quarter. Highclimbers stumbled a little at the beginning, but they came back and they lead at 19-12. We'll be right back with the second quarter on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Mason Health wants you to stay healthy. Are you turning 65? Mason Health can help you maximize all that Medicare has to offer. Did you know Medicare covers preventive services under the Medicare Wellness Program? Medicare coverage includes screenings for depression, diabetes, obesity, and alcohol misuse. You can also get mammograms, pap smears, pelvic exams, and more. Talk to your healthcare provider, or you can find more information on masongeneral.com.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events, connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources, and connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
So while we were in break there, the Tigers hit 1 of 2 free throws, and I guess there was a technical foul or some sort of foul.
It is a technical foul.
Okay.
I think it was a wrong number.
Oh, okay.
And before, what I was going to say is the Highclimbers were on a 12-0 run at the end of the first quarter before Centralia made the first of 2 technical fouls.
Okay. So we're waiting for the start of the second quarter. Journey Bear, Roy Perez is out there to start the quarter, working with Gibson, Menifee, Goose, and Cordova. And I got to tell you, Whitley he doesn't rest, does he? He's always out there. Cordova?
He doesn't. I have only seen him sit once or twice in all the games that I've announced.
Yeah, I swear he's always out there. There's always a 33 out there. I don't understand. Tigers will will start the quarter with the ball. Looks like they're going small here, relatively speaking, that is. Here's Sprague with the ball between the circles. Over to Wasson. Up top to Ballard. Back to Wasson. They're looking for the side to Newert, and Wasson drives, puts it off the glass and in. Nice little move.
It was a nice move.
And Vaughn's first points of the game. Here's Cordova for the Highclimbers. Looking, Perez is trying to post up there at the foul line. Nobody's getting the ball to him. Here's Menifee. Menifee finds Goose in the paint. Up, fakes off the drive. Missed it just a little short. Rebound pulled down by Newert. And here comes Sprague. Near side to Ballard. High post feed to Haynes. Haynes will hand it off. Wasson fakes the fadeaway, drives by the defense, puts it up and in. So Vaughn with back-to-back buckets.
He has a nice move to the basket. Very nice.
Menifee brings the ball up for the Highclimbers. Bounce it to Goose, back to Menifee. Over to Cordova. Cordova dribbles out to reset. Hands it to Gibson. Gibson one dribble. And there's Cordova for another three. Oh, boy, has he missed, Jerry?
He has not. He's 3 for 3 from three-point land, Diedrich.
And he has 9 points.
Yes, he does.
22-17 is our score. 6.5 minutes to go in the first half. Wasson swings it over to Ballard. Up top to Sprague. Now back to Wasson, working near side. Up top it goes to Ballard. Over to Wasson. Wasson bounces it to Haynes. Haynes back to Wasson. Fakes the three, drives to the foul line, and he threw it out of bounds. He was expecting one of his guards to be there for the outlet, and out of bounds it goes.
Nice effort, nice anticipation by Wheatley Cordova.
And here comes Bennett for the Highclimbers, number 15, Jerry. That must have been what the technical foul is about. Yeah, they just haven't got that scorebook changed. Here's Journey Bear, finds Goose. Goose runner on the side of the paint, missed it. Journey Bear right there with a rebound and a putback. Perez very aware of where that shot was going. Highclimbers lead is now 7, 24-17. 5:40 to go in the first half. Here's Sprague with the ball. Up top to Haynes. And now Newert. And here's Wasson with a jumper just inside the arc, a little long. Rebound goes to Bennett. Actually, it goes to Goose. Goose will throw it up to Journey Bear. Perez with a little scoop under duress. He puts it up and in. And Roy Perez with 2 baskets.
Yeah, he's 2 for 2.
And it's a 9-point lead for the Highclimbers, 26-17. 5:12 to go here in the first half. Wasson to Haynes. Haynes over to Ballard. Ballard handed off to Haynes. Haynes over to wide open Ballard for 3. Missed it. Rebound. They'll let go out of bounds. That'll be Highclimber ball.
And that's Ballard's first miss of the game.
Vallejo comes back onto the court for the Tigers. Gabe Menifee with the ball in back court for the Highclimbers. Steps across midcourt. Met by Wasson. High post feed to Cordova. Out to Goose. Goose in the corner for 3. Yes! Mason Goose with his first field goal, and it's 3 points. That gives the Highclimbers a 12-point lead. Sprague brings the ball up the court, middle of the court. Going to get by Cordova. Try to lay a pass down. It goes off of Vallejo's hands out of bounds. Another turnover on the Tigers, Jerry.
That is 12 turnovers on Centralia.
29-17 is our score. 4:26 to go in the second quarter. Shelton with the lead in the ball. Here comes Menifee over to Cordova. Wasson all over Cordova, reaching for that ball. Here's Goose. Quick pass over to the corner near side, and Menifee. Menifee picked by Newert. Stolen away. And then here comes Sprague, approaching the 4-minute mark in the half. Or in the second quarter, I should say. Sprague and Menifee almost comes back with the steal. And Sprague is still on the dribbles. Going to take 2 steps, miss the shot, rebound Vallejo. He'll track it down. And then Cordova rips that ball out of the air, and he's going to lay it off the glass and in. Willie Cordova with a steal and a score.
And he has 11 points now. Leading scorer for the Highclimbers.
And we have a timeout by the Tigers. 3:37 to go in the second quarter. 31-17 is our score. Shelton with the lead. Centralia had the ball. We'll be back.
We all depend on them for medical emergencies, to keep our highways safe, and to get back on the road. And emergency responders depend on us to watch for them, to slow down and move over. We do it for the people out there taking the risks while helping others, and the people who care about them, because most of us agree that we all share a responsibility for safety on our roads.
Back in the mini dome. Jerry?
What's interesting, Diedrich, we only have 3 team fouls on Shelton and one team foul on Shelton and 3 on Centralia.
Right.
Very few fouls.
Clean game so far. Jordan Young will step onto the court for the first time for the Tigers tonight. He'll inbounds it coming out of the timeout, and he'll run point. Young, 5'9" sophomore. He'll throw it over to Sprague. Sprague gets a screen from Newart. One-hands it, and here is Vallejo down under the bucket. Kick it out to Ballard. Ballard for 3. It goes in. Cohen Ballard with 3 threes.
Yeah, he's 4 for 5 from the field.
It's a dozen points. Here's Goose for the Highclimbers. Over to Cordova. Whitley will bounce it to Journey Bear. Journey Bear, nice find to Bennett, but couldn't hang on to it, but Fuller keeps it. And here's Journey Bear on the baseline. Draws a double team, gonna split that double team on the dribble, stop in the paint, put it up, in, and the foul. Roy Perez, Journey Bear going to work here.
3 for 3 from the field for Roy Perez.
Looking for the 3-point play, and Carlos Vallejo picked up his second. 4th team foul on Centralia. Journey Bear missed the free throw. Goose tracked down the rebound for the Highclimbers. Gonna hand it off to Cordova. One hands the side of the paint, and Journey Bear just couldn't quite get the pass down low, stolen away. And here comes Sprague for the Tigers. Ballard. Down low to Young, and Young missed the turnaround hook. Here comes Goose the other way for the Highclimbers with a 13-point lead. Goose top of the key, over to Cordova, open for 3. He'll take that. Oh, in and out. Perez with the rebound and the putback. No. Ball's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Highclimbers.
That was the first miss for Cordova.
It was deep in that cup and popped out, Jerry. Wow.
I know it.
So Aiden Haynes steps back onto the court for Centralia. Shane Gibson steps on for the Highclimbers. Bennett will sit down. Baseline inbounds into Journey Bear. Perez steps by the defense, but he traveled, yeah. Roy just like, what? I didn't do that? And sorry, you changed your pivot foot. You can't do that. That's travel.
Yeah, but he does have some nice moves inside.
He's being patient, and that's what we like to see. Here's Sprague bringing the ball across midcourt for the Tigers, trailing by 13 here with 2 minutes to go in half. Oh, Vallejo with a nice move, put it up and in. Carlos with his second basket of the night.
Yeah, 2 for 3 from the field.
33-22 is the score. Fuller brings the ball across the timeline, and he'll set the offense from the far side. He'll lob it to Goose, side of the paint. Mason had a seam. He'll kick it out to Cordova. And Whitley looks over the court. Yeah, I was waiting for the 3 seconds in the key call.
That's the first time we've seen that call tonight. Not called too often this season.
It's not, but the Highclimbers are having a tendency to camp in the paint tonight, I've noticed. So here's Sprague. Over to Ballard. Gets a screen and hook it to Vallejo, and he'll put it up. Missed it a little too hard. Haynes with the rebound and the putback. No. And Cordova will get the rebound and draw a foul on Haynes. That'll be his second. And the 15th foul? Yep.
That is the 5th.
Okay.
That is correct.
I'm just making sure I'm on
sorry.
the same page, Jerry, with the scoreboard.
No, you're doing fine.
Here is Fuller crossing midcourt. Over to Gibson. Gibson back to Fuller. Now to Cordova. Back up top to Fuller. Over to Cordova. 3 in the corner.
Whoa!
That one he gets to go in. Ridley Cordova just a dead eye.
He's a pure shooter.
Yeah, he is. Oh, he's a pure player, I think, Jerry. If you look at him defensively, he's a player. Here is Ballard to Sprague, and here, see the steal by Cordova. He's got a 2-on-1. He's going to take it, stop, put it up and in. Take the points and the steal for Whitley, and it's 38-22 with 35 seconds remaining in the first half. Highclimbers on top, Centralia with the ball. Here's Sprague. Swing it over to Ballard. Ballard to Vallejo. He'll try to up fake, goes to the hoop, rejected by Journey Bell, recovered by Goose. Perez with a block now. That's pretty good. Reward the big man. Get in the ball. Now here's Goose up top. They're looking for Roy. Over it goes to Fuller. Fuller will get it to Dirty Bear. He'll lob it to Gibson. Gibson under the bucket. Out it goes to Goose. Goose will take the 3 at the elbow. In and out. Rebound goes to nobody because the half ran out. Boy, what a big quarter for the Highclimbers. They're up 38-22 at the break. They held the Tigers to
10 points.
I got 9.
Okay,
2, 4, 6. Yeah,
it was 19-12 first quarter, and now it's 38-22.
Well, that 1 point goes to the first quarter, Jerry, from that free throw.
That's right.
That's the difference right
You
there. Anyways,
are absolutely correct.
We're going to argue semantics here.
You're correct.
38-22 at the half. Highclimbers with the lead. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
I love it.
This changes everything. Next TV is here. It's the full-featured digital TV service delivered to your smart TV or connected devices by fast, reliable Hood Canal fiber internet. Record your favorites on a cloud DVR, then watch from anywhere. Pause and rewind live TV, restart or replay shows you've missed, and more. Call or click hcc.net for a special offer on Next TV today.
Kids will be kids, which just goes to say kids will be curious. They get into everything, everything. If there's a loaded firearm in the house, they could get their hands on that too. Keeping firearms locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition in a place inaccessible to kids can help keep your loved ones safe from family fire. Safe gun storage saves lives.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events. Connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources. And connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
You know you don't have to wear your PT gear anymore, right?
It's comfortable.
So how's civilian life treating you?
It's fine.
When I got out, I didn't want to admit that there was anything wrong because I felt like a failure. And then I realized, there's nothing to be ashamed of. So I started talking to someone. Maybe you are fine, but if you're not, it's okay.
Thank you.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being made possible by Hood Canal Communications, committed to providing quality services that exceed customer expectations in voice, video, data, and customer service, keeping our community connected since 1934. Mason PUD 3, connecting our community with safe, reliable, economical, and sustainable services 24/7. And Mason Health, United Community, empowering people, exceptional health.
We're back here. It's halftime in the mini dome. Sorry about that, folks. I was thinking about something else, and they were distracting me with the lights that turned out and turned off, and this is why the lights are turned off right there. Drum line there, Jerry. Lit up. So our halftime score, you see it right there, 38-22. Highclimbers with the lead. They're being led by Wheatley Cordova, 16 points. Roy Perez has 6. Mason Goose has 5. 4 for Matt Carlton. A basket for Jaden Fuller. A 3 for Gabriel Menifee. That's the scoring right there for the Highclimbers. For the Tigers, Cohen Ballard, 12 points. He had 3 threes, and he had a field goal and a free throw. Aside from that, Vaughn Wasson has 4. Carlos Vallejo has 4, and a basket for Aiden Haynes. Going back to Cordova, he has 4 threes in the ballgame so far. We'll take another timeout. We'll be back. Jerry Apple will have more of the halftime statistics when we return. Halftime score, Shelton 38, Centralia 22.
This changes everything. Next TV is here. It's the full-featured digital TV service delivered to your smart TV or connected devices by fast, reliable Hood Canal fiber internet. Record your favorites on a cloud DVR, then watch from anywhere. Pause and rewind live TV, restart or replay shows you've missed, and more. Call or click hcc.net for a special offer on Next TV today.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD 3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD 3 at 360-426-8255.
We're back here in the Mini Dome. Halftime score, 38 for Shelton, 22 for Centralia. Jerry Apple has more statistics. Go ahead.
Thank you, Didrik. For Centralia, they had 15 turnovers. They were 1 for 2 from the foul line. They made 9 of their 17 shots. That's 53%. Now you're saying, wow, you shoot 53% and you're behind by 16 points? Well, it's the turnovers. It's the rebounds.
Right.
Now, as far as rebounds, Centralia had 4 rebounds.
Really?
Wow. Okay. And they had 7 assists.
Okay.
4 players each had 1 assist. The leading assist person for Centralia was Sprague. He had 2 assists. Okay, so remember that number. Centralia had only 4 rebounds. Shelton had 12 rebounds, had 10 assists.
Okay.
That's a big difference. Goose had 3 rebounds. Gibson had 3 assists. Now, turnovers, 9 turnovers for a half for the Highclimbers is not good, but it's better than 15. They were 15 out of 29 from the field. That's pretty good shooting, 52%.
Lose your headset, Jerry. There you go.
And interesting statistic for the Highclimbers, they were 5 for 9 from 3-point land. And guess who shot 80% of his three-pointers? And that was Wheatley Cordova. That's it.
That's it, all right. So you see the score right there. Shelton 38, Centralia 22. Take another timeout. We'll be back with third quarter in just a moment on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
This broadcast is copyright protected by Digiproof on behalf of Diedrich Allen and Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of its contents, pictures, descriptions, and accounts without the consent of Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, MasonWebTV.com, and Hood Canal Communications is prohibited.
Yeah, we're waiting for the start of the third quarter. 38-22 our score heading into third. Go ahead, Jerry.
Cohen Ballard leads the Tigers with 11 points, and he is 5 for 6 from the field. 3 3-pointers.
All right, the Highclimbers will have the ball to start the third quarter with Menifee, Fuller, Cordova, Goose, and Carlton on the court. Here's Cordova with the ball. One dribble over in the corner to Fuller, down the baseline to Goose, kick it out top to Cordova. Menifee to the corner, drives, leave it for Wheatley, extra pass in the corner. Fuller fakes the three, drives baseline, finds Carlton off the glass, and it rolls in. Matt Carlton with only his third bucket of the night. Here comes Sprague the other way for Centralia, finds Haynes at the foul line. Oh, I think he got away with a double dribble. A nice find there of Hayho with the basket. 6 points for him. Menifee brings the ball across the timeline and is trying to find somebody to throw it to. Gets it into the corner to Cordova. Now here is Fuller. Down to Goose. Goose backs down the defender, puts it off the backboard out of bounds.
I do want to say thank you to Daryl White for keeping the rebounds tonight and the assist. Nice job, Daryl.
Baseline inbounds for the Highclimbers. Goose gets it off of the pass from Menifee up and in for Mason. His second field goal. He has 7 points. Here's Haynes with the ball. Throws it over to Ballard, to Hayho. And there's Sprague. Now Haynes pulls the ball over his head, finds a wide open Ballard, takes a three and hits it. Cohen Ballard with his 4th three in the ball game.
He's hot. 14 points.
Yeah. Well, I have him down here for 15. Jerry,
oh, yeah,
the
right.
Free throw.
Foul shot. Yep, you got
free
it.
Throw.
You got it.
Here's Cordova into the corner to Goose. Keep missing that free throw. I don't understand why. Here's Cordova near corner 3. That's short. Carlton with a rebound goes right back up and in.
Who got it?
And Carlton. Push the lead 44-27.
Yeah, he's got 8 points.
Sprague with a fadeaway on the baseline, got a push in the back, and they're going to say there's the halo with a third personal.
Yeah, Carlton is 4 for 5 from the field.
Here comes Fuller bringing the ball up the court for the Highclimbers. Calls out the play. Hand it off to Cordova. Cordova skips his way to the foul line. Leaves it there for Goose. Goose will drive into the paint. Runner to the baseline. To Carlton. Can't handle it. Goes out of bounds. That'll stay with the Highclimbers. Carlton just didn't have enough time to grab it. And, defense of the Tigers was right there to knock it out of bounds. Baseline inbounds Menifee will lob it to Goose. Goose to Fuller. Fuller working the far side. Up top to Menifee. Gets a screen from Carlton. 3 on the shot clock. Menifee forces one up there. Missed the shot, and the rebound pulled down by Haynes. Aiden will bring it up for the Tigers. Bounce it over to Wasson back in there. Pick and roll to the Halo, and he'll miss the shot. No whistle on that one. I think Carlton could have been called for something. Anyways, Menifee grabs the ball out of the air and brings it up for the Highclimbers. To the foul line on the drive. Kick it to Cordova for 3. That one's off, and the rebound is controlled by Sprague. Sprague up the near sidelines. Had it poked out of his hands, goes right to Ballard. Ballard kick it down to Watson. Watson for 3. No. Rebound Cordova. And looks like Sprague is down after that drive. Could have easily been called for the player control foul, but he's slow to get up. He's going to stay out there. I guess they're in just a little bit of napping time, I guess, there. I need a rest. I'll leave it on the floor here. Highclimbers get the ball in their backcourt, leading 44-27. 4:40 to go, third quarter. Cordova to Goose, back to Cordova. Lob it into the middle, and here's Carlton, a little fadeaway up and in. Matt Carlton with 6 in the quarter, 10 for the game. That's a 19-point lead for the Highclimbers.
And he's 5 for 6 from the field.
Here's Haynes with the ball. Finds Wasson up top. Lob it down to Vahalo. And he puts it up and missed it. Rebound tapped out and controlled. Nope, jump ball. I'll stay with the Tigers. Baseline inbounds, it looks like. Wasson will trigger the play to the right of the backboard. Into the corner to Ballard. Ballard near corner 3. That one's short. Got it, the rebound himself, however, and a reset for the Tigers. But Menifee says, no, young man, I'll take that ball and lay it in. Nope, he just a little too hard. Wasson comes away with the rebound. And Menifee staying right there with Wasson. Poked it out of his hand from behind. It goes out of bounds. It'll be a Centralia ball.
You know, one thing when you're reaching for the ball, it's better to reach underneath instead of over. You're less likely to get called for the foul.
Sideline inbounds goes to Watson from Haynes. Here's Haynes with the ball. Over to Ballard. Now here's Sprague. Sprague's got to try to go one-on-one, and he'll hand it off to Haynes. Haynes drives side of the paint. Finds Wasson. Wasson into the paint. Lost control and tapped the ball right to Menifee. Menifee comes up with the ball and tries to fend off Wasson to bring the ball up to set the offense for the Highclimbers. 3:15 to go in the third. Here's Menifee on the drive. Hesitates, kicks it to the baseline, and there's Cordova. Turn around and reset to Goose up top. 10 on the shot clock now. Goose is going to work. He'll leave it for Menifee. 7 on the shot clock. 5 now. Down it goes to Carlton. Carlton turnaround hook, stripped of the ball, and the shot clock runs out on the Highclimbers. Good defensive stand by the Tigers that time, Jerry.
Yes, it was. Is that the biggest lead of the game? 19 points?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Inbounds goes to Wasson. Highclimbers kind of getting a little bit of one-on-one pressure here, keeping the ball out of Sprague's hands. Haynes brings it up. He's got Goose all over him. Finds Ballard, back to Haynes. Haynes over to Sprague. Sprague into the paint. Little stop and pop. Missed the shot, and Cordova comes away with the rebound. Whitley going to go coast to coast. Nope, he's going to leave it out there to Goose. Goose in the corner for 3. Yes! Oh, boy.
That's his second 3 of the ball game.
Give him 10 points. And that's the biggest lead of the night.
And we include the foul shots.
Yeah, we do. Here's Haynes between the circles for the Tigers. Over to Vallejo. He fakes the jumper, finds Wasson cutting to the ball, put it up a little fadeaway in the paint there for Vaughn, and gives him 6 points.
Got a nice shot.
Yep, he's really confident in that shot, too.
Nice touch.
Menifee will bring the ball across the timeline for the Highclimbers, slowing the pace down, handing it off to Fuller. Up top to Goose, fakes the three, drives in the paint. Ball fakes, puts it off the back of the rim. Got his own rebound, kick it out to Cordova. Cordova, corner three. Ooh, in and out. Carlton over the top and with the rebound, and then it's tied up. And a couple of substitutions here. Omar Zapata-Soto steps on for the first time tonight for the Highclimbers, and Shane Gibson returns as well. Journey Bear will step on as well for the Highclimbers, and looks like Newark is back for the Tigers. Inbounds to Cordova from the baseline. Out it goes to Menifee to reset. To the foul line, pick and roll with Journey Bear. Roy gets the ball, comes up short, and he'll get a couple of free throws, drawing the foul. It's only the second whistle in the half, Jerry.
Yeah. Very few fouls in this whole game.
And that will go on Vaughn Watson, his first. Roy Perez at the free throw line. First of two. Well, he got short on the first one. I'll get one more.
Has he made a foul shot?
I have him down for 0 for 3. Second free throw. That one goes in.
He heard you.
Journey Bear. Yeah, sure he did.
Okay.
I'll take credit where credit's not due. 50-29 is our score. Highclimbers to the lead. Centralia with the ball. A minute 20 to go here in the third quarter. Wasson left alone for three. That's short. Rebound goes to Newark. Back out to Wasson. Wasson drives in. Kick it to Ballard. Ballard will drive into the middle of the paint. Little scoop shot. That'll go in. That gives him 17 points? 17 points, yes. Here's Menifee bringing the ball over to the far side. Hand it off to Cordova. Gets a screen from Journey Bear. Stops at the foul line. He'll take the opportunity. Left alone short, but Journey Bear with the rebound. Missed it. Roy draws another foul, and he'll go back to the free throw line. I believe that goes on Wasson. Nope. It went on Daryl Newark, his first third-team foul on the Tigers. And Perez is back to the free throw line. Ooh, missed on the first one. We'll get another one. Second one rattled in. And Journey Bear has 8 points tonight. 20-point lead for the Highclimbers. Tigers have the ball. Sprague get it to Haynes. I got about an 18-second difference between the game and the shot clock. Here's a Ballard three from the far corner, missed it, and Zapata-Soto tracked down the rebound for the Highclimbers. Menifee will hold for the last shot, about a half a second difference, it looks like, Jerry, between game and shot clock. Menifee is going to hold for that last shot. Got Watson on him, handed off to Omar Zapata-Soto. Omar with 8 on the shot clock, going to leave it for Menifee. Going to get it down to Perez. Journey Bear back down. Sorry. Sorry, Roy, you can't elbow the guy.
Give him the elbow, yeah.
And then get
it was
some
a good
space.
move.
It was a good idea, just a little too aggressive.
Yeah.
This is basketball, not football. Anyways, 2 seconds and a half court shot is off by Sprague. And we head to the final quarter. Highclimbers with a 51-31 lead on Centralia. We'll be back.
This changes everything. Next TV is here. It's the full-featured digital TV service delivered to your smart TV or connected devices by fast, reliable Hood Canal fiber internet. Record your favorites on a cloud DVR, then watch from anywhere. Pause and rewind live TV, restart or replay shows you've missed, and more. Call or click hcc.net for a special offer on Next TV today.
Mason Health wants you to stay healthy. Are you turning 65? Mason Health can help you maximize all that Medicare has to offer. Did you know Medicare covers preventive services under the Medicare Wellness Program? Medicare coverage includes screenings for depression, diabetes, obesity, and alcohol misuse. You can also get mammograms, pap smears, pelvic exams, and more. Talk to your healthcare provider, or you can find more information on masongeneral.com.
I'm sorry, folks. Here we go. Technical problems there, and the Tigers turned the ball over on the inbounds. Not sure what happened there, Jerry. I think we might have did that last quarter probably without sound. Here's Menifee. Finds Cordova. Cordova lob it down to Perez. Journey Bear almost with another three-point play. Interesting. That's weird. Strange happenings here in the mini dome tonight. Perez with a couple of free throws. Short on the first one. I'll get another one. And miss on the second one. Haynes comes away with a rebound. Here's Watson with the ball. To Sprague, over to Haynes. Back to Sprague. And here's Watson. Perimeter passes. Here's Ballard drawing a double team. Up top to Watson. 8 on the shot clock. Finds Haynes. Haynes drives the side of the paint. Missed the shot. Good defense by Journey Bear. Rebound goes to Gibson. And here comes Menifee. 6:40 to go here in the ball game. 51-31. Cordova top of the key. Over to Gibson from the elbow for three. That one's short. Journey Bear with the rebound. One dribble, backs out and in with the basket. Roy Perez. He's got 10 points.
Yes, he does. He has 10 points if you include the 2 foul shots.
Right. There's Watson, quick pass in the middle, but it went by Newart into the hands of Haynes. It goes up and in. So Aiden with his second basket of the night. And here come the Highclimbers. Gibson with the ball. Hand it off to Cordova, over to Menifee. Menifee drives in. Fade away, missed the shot. Perez with the rebound and the putback. Roy just kind of backhanded that one in there, Cherry. I don't know how he got it to put in there, the hole. Here's Sprague with the ball. Over to Watson. Watson fakes the three and he traveled. Picked up that pivot foot before he made the move, and Carlos Vallejo comes back in for the Tigers, and Goose returns as well for the Highclimbers.
Like I mentioned, there's been very few turnovers. That's the 4th turnover for Centralia this half.
Cordova brings the ball up this time. Hand it off to Goose. Goose gets Gibson cutting to the basket, puts it up, in, foul. Shane Gibson's going to try to get a 2-point play or 3-point play out of that.
That was a nice move on his part. He's got 4 points now.
Carlos Vallejo picked up his 4th personal foul. Gibson with his 3-point play. Gives him 5 for the game. So is it Bennett Henry or Henry Bennett, Jerry, for number 15?
It is Henry Bennett.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
It's on there.
It's well, they got Henry Bennett here, but I think it's the other way around. Okay. I think Henry's the last name.
Okay, so it's Bennett Henry. All right, we'll figure that one out for
I'm sure
next broadcast. Here is a kick out to Haynes. Haynes tried to get it in the middle there, and a pull-up jumper by Sprague comes up short, and the rebound comes to the Highclimbers.
I'm very sure it's Henry's the last name.
Wide open is Henry. Bennett puts it up and in. His first basket. It's 60-33 now. 4.5 minutes to go here. Kick out to Haynes for 3. That one's off. Vallejo with the rebound. No looks down to Ballard. Ballard extends for a little jumper.
And he's, of course, related to Olivia Henry.
Okay. That makes sense then. Here's Henry with a jumper. Missed it. Gibson with the rebound. Or dribble around. Kick it out top. Omar Zepeda Soto fakes the 3. No look into the corner. Here is Henry for the 3 in and out. Watson comes away with the rebound. That makes sense. It's Bennett Henry.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
We're just going by what the schedule said, and we're sorry about that.
Vallejo with the move to the paint. Kick it out to Ballard. Ballard for 3. Short. Rebound tap to Ballard. Ballard splits the double team. Goes in the paint. A little fadeaway. Gets it to roll in. Cohen Ballard. Getting a little busy here. I have him down for, what, 21 points? Is that right? Yeah. Gibson tried to get a backdoor cutter to Goose and threw that one away. Here comes Haynes. 3.5 minutes remaining.
That's the first turnover for the Highclimbers this half.
Quick passes. Goose stole one away. Tapped it to Omar Zepeda Soto. He'll get it down to Goose. Goose up fix under the bucket, up and in. Mason Goose with 12 points.
Was that from Zepeda, the assist?
Yep.
Beautiful assist.
Haynes will get it over to Watson. Watson high post speed to Vallejo. Over to Haynes. Haynes open for 3. Doesn't take it. Here's Sprague. Sprague will get it back to Haynes. Back up top to Sprague. 10 on the shot clock. Kick it to the corner. Ballard to Watson. Watson will take the 3 from the elbow, and it's off. Rebound Gibson. Had it knocked out of his hands, out of bounds, they say, off of Haynes. Carlton will step back on for Shelton. Newart comes on for Centralia. And also returning for the Tigers is Young, Jordan Young. Fuller's back in there as well for the Highclimbers. So it's Fuller, Henry, Zepeda Soto, Carlton, and Gibson on the court for Shelton. 2:35 to go in the ball game. High post speed to Henry. No look to Gibson. Gibson fadeaway in the paint. That one popped out. Rebound tapped and then finally controlled by Newart for Centralia. He'll get it to Young, and Young will get it to Sprague, center of the court. Over to Ballard. Ballard, Vallejo. Little pace to pass to Newart, almost stolen away. Now Young up top to Sprague. Sprague over to Ballard. Ballard takes a 3, hits it.
Is that 24 points now?
Yeah, that would be adding up that way. Yes, 21 the last
including
time
the foul
for 3.
shot.
Yeah, including the foul shot. We're on pace now. Here's Fuller between the circles. Over to Zepeda Soto. Back to Fuller. Here's Omar in the corner, looking for Henry. Fuller with a nice Euro step, missed the shot. Rebound pulled down by Ballard. Ballard up the far sideline, center of the court now. On the run for the Centralia, spins, leaves in the middle. Big man to the hoop, comes up short. Rebound pulled down by Carlton. Here's Gibson to the 3-point arc for the Highclimbers. Stops, bounce it down to, he tried to get it down to Carlton. Poked away by Vallejo.
Yeah, nice defense by Carlos Vallejo.
Fuller will do the baseline inbounds from the right of the backboard. Inbounds knocked away by Newart. Out of bounds. Highclimbers will do it again. Fuller will inbounds it from the left of the backboard. Lob it into Carlton. Carlton, 1, 2, 3 dribbles, turnaround jumper, put it up and in. Over Carlos. Minute 15 remains here in the ballgame, 64-40 now.
12 points for Carlton.
And another turnover by the Tigers as Henry comes up away with it. Comes Omar. Out to Gibson. Shane looks the court over, puts it on the floor, and they're going to say he traveled. Looked like a pretty good ball flick to me, Jerry.
Yeah, that was only the second turnover for the Highclimbers this half. That's amazing. That is amazing statistic.
All right, we're going to lose everything here. I'm going to pop this out.
Good catch, Diedrich.
All right, we're back. Here's Ballard for three. That one's off. Rebound goes to Gibson. And up goes to Zepeda Soto. Down to Fuller. Fuller reverse layup. Pops out. Rebound Carlton. He'll put one up. Short. Got it again. Up fakes once. Up and in. And the foul. Yeah, Matt Carlton with 14 points now on the night. The foul went on Sanders, who's in there. I didn't see that substitution. And Carlton missed the free throw short. Henry had the rebound twice, and the second time is the charm for Bennett. He's got 4 points. Shot clock is off right now as the Hayhoe left it in the middle, nobody home. And Fuller comes up with the ball for the Highclimbers. I think Jaden will just hold on to it here. Run the clock down. Sorry about the sound, folks. We'll fix that in just a moment. As the clock goes to 0-0. 68-40 is the final. We'll be right back.
I'm filling in because there's a lot more to report. Like when there are parched or windy conditions out there, you gotta be extra careful with things like burning yard waste. After all, wildfires can start anywhere, even in your neck of the woods. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events. Connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources. And connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back, wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
Hood Canal Communications keeps our community connected. We provide communication services that connect friends and family. We're connecting with our neighbors through support of local causes and events. Connecting our students and schools to a world of learning resources. And connecting you to the latest technology with local customer service. Learn more about our community connections, high-speed internet, and streaming TV options. Visit hcc.net today.
All right, it is a final here in the Mini Dome. Terry Gregg Court. 68-40 is the final score. The Highclimbers with the win. Whitley Cordova led the way with 16 points, all in the first half. Kind of quiet in the second half because he really wasn't needed after that. 14 for Matt Carlton. A dozen points for Journey Bear Roy Perez. A dozen points for Mason Goose. 5 for Shane Gibson, a 3 for Gabe Menifee, 4 points for Bennett Henry. For the Tigers, they were led by Cohen Ballard's 24 points. 6 for Vaughn Vossen, 6 for Carlos Vallejo, and 4 for Aiden Haynes. Jerry, you have some more stats? Go ahead.
I'm ready, yes. Daryl's ready to send me the rebounds and assists for Centralia, but we'll get to that. I'm going to start off with the Highclimbers this time.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, they were 5 for 12 from the foul line. They only had, now I could be wrong, but they only had 2 turnovers in the second half.
Much improved.
11 turnovers. Yeah. They beat that goal that we set before of 12. I'm proud. Okay. They were 26 for 60 from the field for 43%. Yes, they did cool off a little bit the second half. It's pretty hard to keep a shooting percentage of 52% for the whole game. But, hey, 43% is not bad from the field. So, and they were, for the three-point land, for the Highclimbers, they were 6 for 15. And as we know, Mason Goose had 2 of those three-pointers, and the rest were by Wheatley Cordova, who hit 3 in a row at one time and had 4 overall, although he was very quiet there in the second half. Rebound-wise, remember this numbers. This is amazing. And Daryl, you did such a great job on the rebounds and assists. Shelton had 30 rebounds. And that was one of the big goals of Sam Krager tonight. 17 of those were offensive. Okay. They had 18 assists. The leading rebounder for the Highclimbers was Matt Carlton. And Mason Goose and Jaden Fuller both had 4 assists. So remember that number, 30 rebounds.
Okay.
Okay. Now, for Centralia. Centralia, I only had them go to the line twice. Is that correct? Or did they go 3?
I only had the 2 free throws at the end of
1 for 2?
Yeah, 1 for 2.
Okay, so I was correct on that. Okay, thank you. Here's what hurt them. 23 turnovers. And they did great in the third quarter, but in that fourth quarter, that's why the score became a lot larger in that fourth quarter, because of all those quick turnovers that Centralia made in the fourth quarter. They were 17 for 38 from the field, okay? And that adds up to 45%, which is good, which is not bad at all. And, you know, they were about 35% from three-point line, which is not too bad, 5 for 14. But the thing is, they were just definitely out-rebounded, and they had too many turnovers. That's why they had a lot fewer shots. Highclimbers had 60 shots from the field compared to 38 for Centralia. I got one more statistic to give you, and that's from Darryl. Darryl, thank you. Shelton had 30 rebounds. I told you to remember that number. Centralia had 14.
Okay. Yeah.
12 assists for Centralia. We had 18. There was 2 players with 3 rebounds each for Centralia, and there was 3 players that had 3 assists. I was pleased. The score was a little wider at the end of the game because of those turnovers and the offensive rebounds by the Highclimbers.
Okay.
I'm done.
You're done. All right. Next up for the Highclimbers, they hit the road and play at Aberdeen on Thursday. The Tigers play WF West at home on Thursday. Next broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is Friday, when the Shelton girls host Aberdeen at 7 p.m. Girls play at Centralia tomorrow night.
That is correct.
Just to point that out. They're on the road, and a couple of them are milling around here in the crowd.
Yeah, it was nice to see them tonight. I talked to several of them.
And so that'll pretty much do it all. Oh, yeah, I must, yeah. That'll do it for us in the Mini Dome. My thanks to Jerry Apple and Darrell White for their help with the broadcast tonight. Also, Aiden Yu, who ran the camera tonight.
And we're getting him more involved. And he's very eager to help our program out for this year. We're really pleased to have Aiden aboard.
Yeah, and he disappeared again, but I'll track him down beforehand. So that'll do it for tonight. Tonight's final again, Shelton 68, Centralia 40. We will talk to you on Friday.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV powered by HCC was made possible by Hood Canal Communications, committed to providing quality services that exceed customer expectations in voice, video, data, and customer service, keeping our community connected since 1934. Mason PUD 3, connecting our community with safe, reliable, economical, and sustainable services 24/7. And Mason Health, united community, empowered people, exceptional health.
Thanks for watching Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.